RPGamer's here at PAX 2011 with the gentleman from Zeboyd Games, and we got this in our loot bag yesterday morning, just letting us know that the big announcement for Zeboyd Games. First of all, introduce yourself, guys, and let us know what's the big news.
Well, I'm Robert Boyd. Founded Zeboyd Games. I do the writing, design, and programming from Southern California, and our big announcement is we are currently working on Penny Arcade Adventures Episode 3 on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness.
Yeah, you gotta get that last bit in there. I'm Bill Stiernberg. I do the art, graphics, animation, and map design for our games. I started Zeboyd with Robert. Our first game was Breath of Death 7, as some of y'all know. And yeah, like you said, Penny Arcade on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness, Episode 3 is our upcoming project.
You gonna add any extra subtitles to that just to make it even longer?
We'd probably like to, but
We'll see.
Get approval from
Yeah,
Penny
we
Arcade.
don't have any yet.
So, guys, how did this happen?
What happened actually is on the Penny Arcade forums after the third one got canceled, somebody posted a thread saying, hey, it would be a great idea if you guys kept it going as an indie game, and they even mentioned our company's name and said, oh yeah, they made these games, it'd be really great. And I posted on the thread and said, oh, that would be really cool, but I'm sure they're not interested, and we have another project we're working on, so we'd have to finish that first. And then like a week or two later, I got an email from Robert Koo and said, we need to talk. I was like, yes we do, apparently. And yeah, they were way excited. They said that they had actually considered doing a retro 8-bit or 16-bit RPG after the deal with the original developers fell through, but they just didn't know who to get. I mean, because those are all Japanese games mostly. And then we released our Breath of Death 7, and like, oh, now we know.
Works out so well. We know that the Penny Arcade guys contributed a lot to your Kickstarter for the PC port of Cthulhu Saves the World. Was that just coincidence, or is this all one big messy business deal?
That, we were surprised at it, but that was after they had contacted us, so we weren't incredibly surprised, just pleasantly surprised.
yeah, it was generous.
Yes,
Yeah, it was very nice of them.
Oh, that's really cool. So Penny Arcade tends to have a lot of mature content in their comics, you could say. Are you guys just gonna run with it hardcore, or are you gonna push them even further? How you handle that sort of stuff in your game?
Well, the first two Penny Arcade Adventures really weren't that pushing the limit, just because they wanted to get them out on different platforms, so
Right.
we're probably going to be roughly around that area. I don't know exactly how much. I was actually surprised during the Q&A with Penny Arcade yesterday, where people came and asked Jerry and Mike a bunch of questions, that they actually kept it pretty tame. I was surprised, and the keynote was way more pushing it, with him saying the F-bomb every, I want to say every sentence, but it was more like every 2 words.
So you guys are planning to get this out on as many platforms as possible, right? So I'm gonna have this on like my Atari 2600 if you guys can find a console or cartridge manufacturer, most likely. I
Of
assume.
course. ColecoVision.
Coleco.
Intellivision.
It's the next Jaguar game. It's gonna be exclusive. So I guess I can understand why you might want to pull the content back, but you know, you could just make the H-game version and just go. Well, I guess Steam wouldn't even carry it then.
Yeah, we got to be careful just because
PayPal
there's
you
so
the
many
money.
different platform holders, and they each have their own different rules, and we don't want to have to make 5 different versions of the game, so we're going to try to keep it true to their style, but not get us kicked out of places.
So okay, are you guys still only working one project at a time, or are you guys starting to branch out to multiple projects at the same time now with this?
Well, I mean, I would say our focus and the vast majority of our time is focused on the one project, because we're putting all of our effort and time and energy and resources into Penny Arcade right now. Make sure it's the best game we can do. So I wouldn't say that there were other games we were working on
Okay.
currently.
I mean, we talk about different game ideas when we come up with them, and we've got a whole list of different things that we could work on after we're done with this, but we don't actually work on them. We
Right.
just talk about them briefly, write them down, and that's it.
Well, and that's a good question. Like the first two games kind of had a lot of similar features to them. Breath of Death 7 and Cthulhu Saves the World. Penny Arcade Adventures, very different game. The first two games. Is the third one going to be anything like any of the above games, or are you using some of those new ideas that you've been just penning away for a while?
It's most likely going to be very different than everything.
It's different than everything. Huh?
Yeah, we have some new ideas we want to try out, and I mean, I'm sure people will notice some similarities just with our style from the previous games, and we'd like to try to take some of the better elements from Penny Arcade 1 and 2 and see if we can fit them in somewhere, but yeah, it's going to be its own thing.
All right. So what can you tell us about the game right now? Because I've been trying to milk information out of you guys for the past 2 days, and you just keep showing me that piece of paper. There's nothing else you can share with us?
Well, you can learn a lot from this.
Walk me through it.
I mean, well, first of all, you got 2 playable characters
At least.
on there. You can tell that one of them has a gun, one of them is punching, so that you know that there's combat. And on that note, it's kind of, I guess you could say it's a side view. That's something we
Side view
mentioned
combat.
before.
All right. You got a bullet point.
Yeah, you got a bullet point. We've said something along those lines before.
There's a 3.
There's a 3.
You know, there's a 3.
And it's kind of like 16-bit style with the sprites, so you kind of get an idea of the presentation, I guess. So
Yeah, I've
and
been
it says
watching a
2012.
lot of videos from 16-bit RPGs trying to nail down that style and for animation and presentation.
You gonna program it 16-bit style, or are you gonna use more modern tools?
Yeah, we're not using assembly.
Oh, okay.
I'm still crafting the characters pixel by pixel, though.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Keep it authentic.
Is there any plan when can we look forward to more info? I mean, are we gonna have to wait till next year?
No, actually, I'm going to be starting a development blog on our website where probably like once a week or so I'll write something about how it's going, maybe share a screenshot or some other piece of information. So I don't know exactly when I'm going to start that, if that's going to be next month or later in the year. But yeah, so we're going to try to keep that regularly updated once it gets started. So people don't have to wait until it actually comes out to find out more. But we just wanted to get out the announcement now so people could start getting excited. And
Well, are people getting excited? Have you gotten any chance to review any of the fan feedback?
I was able to go online last night after I got back from the convention and went on Twitter. There was like several dozen comments directed at us and saying, "Oh, that's awesome, blah, blah, blah." And then there were a bunch of different articles on various websites, mostly people who just copy-pasted the RPGamer announcement. But, I mean, a couple of the better websites
We guys
actually...
didn't send out a press release, so...
No, we didn't. I think
Oh.
Penny Arcade sent
did they? Okay.
a nudge at least.
All right.
But yeah, and some of the bigger sites actually said something about it instead of just copy-paste. And then we looked at the comments, and overall they were really good. And people really excited that it was they were going to get some sort of closure to the story that they started out with the first two. Lots of people were really disappointed that they had spent the time and spent the money to buy episode 1 and episode 2, and then it just kind of fizzled out. I mean, there were of course there's going to be a few people who were like, "Oh, I don't like that they're going retro this style," or "Oh, I wish Zeboyd Games was doing something else that wasn't Penny Arcade." But overall, I think it's been really positive.
Maybe this is a ruse. You're actually getting into modern development instead of a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this full 3D.
It's a Morpeg.
It's an MMO. Excellent. 3,000 players at the same time. Yes, no?
Yeah, right.
No.
All of them Gabe and Tycho.
All of them are given just various skins. You can change the hair color, and that's all you need, right?
Yeah.
Their eyes are black. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, that's how they did it.
Well,
back then.
this is all you're giving me, so I'm just trying to get info out of this thing.
See what you can find.
I think you
Well,
need
guys-
to stick it underwater.
Yeah.
Just use a black light and
Be
see
right back.
what
No.
shows up.
All right, we're gonna try that. We'll let you know on RPGamer if that happens. So the development blog, where's that gonna be?
That's going to be on our website, which is zeboyd.com.
Zeboyd.com. And you guys got Twitter handles for people to follow?
I am Werezompire.
As in, where is the Zompire, or?
No, it's a combination of werewolf, zombie, and vampire.
And my Twitter is Bill at Zeboyd. Fairly easy to remember, but it's Bill _ at like AT_Zeboyd.
Awesome. Well, guys, this looks fantastic. Everyone's excited. Best of luck to you, and can't wait to hear more info.
We can't wait to tell you more. We can.
Great.